Hey everyone, it's Life and Vibe, otherwise known as Ray. And I don't like putting out lots of videos in a day, but I did want to quickly follow up with some of the talk around Raymond Kreps, offended Outcast, and stolen valor. And from what I am seeing, it is really probable that Mr. Kreps has not ever served in the military and has very publicly declared in writing on his channel that he did serve in the military. And somebody was very kind to give me heads up that they had seen this. They had had this conversation with Mr. Kreps and they remember it. And so they were able to find and locate that video where the posts were, where I don't think he explicitly talks about being in the military in the video, but throughout his entire comment section, he does have people ask him if he ever served in the military. And Raymond Kreps, the career criminal that he is, was saying yes and taking all the recognition and everything that somebody would if they had served in the US Marines. And so it's, I think, something that should be looked at even further with those who do specialize in stolen valor. I have got the information from the National Personnel Center records. And so let me share this and make me a little bit smaller. Just always want to show this to people because this is the gold standard of getting government information, other than I don't know how you can get some unsealed files. Obviously, Mr. Kreps isn't very truthful. So, this is what I received from the military personnel records. I was able to give them his full name, Raymond George Kreps, and Kreps is an unusual last name. I was able to give his full date of birth. And all of this information I was able to glean from his registry, which I will show here, which I was able to get his date of birth and his full name. So I had all that information in order to add to this. The other piece of the puzzle was the branch of service. And Mr. Krebs always says that he was in the Marines. And so that was the third thing. So the three things that the database investigators, if you may, need to have in order to look for records is that. Now, they're always going to say when there's no records found, which is the case with Mr. Krebs, is that they'll say, well, maybe you need to have more identifiers. Maybe we missed something, a place of birth, a social security number, the exact time they served in the military, and so forth. But having his full name, his date of birth, and the branch is pretty good in locating whether somebody in the digital age who would have had their records in the military, they should have been able to have located him. And nothing was found at all. And so they're always going to say, well, maybe you need to give us more information to help find this person. I think we probably know that Mr. Kreps is not going to appear in this document. And so I want to then take a look at his comment section on a video that was entitled Small Changes, Big Relief, Downsizing, Letting Go, and Building a New Life After Loss. Now, he doesn't have any conversation about being in the Marines. But if you just watch this first part, take a look at the setup here, and then we'll get to his comment section. 1.5 as always.
Welcome back to Offended Outcasts. What a few interesting days we've had in this last week.
So what do you think when you would see somebody set up in this background behind him? U.S. Marine Semper Fidelis. He has a hat. I can't make out if that's maybe some type of military emblem. Is it the Marine emblem? It's hard to say because he's a little bit far away. Obviously, he's got the pet prop over here. I mean, he had a whole series going. I mean, this guy's con is like legendary. And so, I mean, if you went into this channel and you saw this, what would your initial thoughts? Please put it in the comment section down below. We'll listen to him for just a second longer. I know he's trying to irritate people. He's irritating me too because of just everything and potentially trying to sort of borrow from his own father's past to kind of pad out this narrative that doesn't belong to him, which is really egregious in my opinion.
We started off with episode 1 of getting the old girl fired up after hours of messing with her and tinkering with her and having to go put gas in it because it's sitting on a hill. So what little gas was left in it, she was just plumb out of gas. So we had to go to town, get some fuel. We did.
Well, he's 60 years old. It was 6 months ago. So he just turned 60 on the 2nd of March. If you take a look, he is older beyond his years. And that's probably because he spent a good 10 years in prison. So that would age anybody in my thoughts and opinions. All right. So obviously I do want to say that anything that I use, even if it's this particular person's content, I do use it within fair use. And this is for information, educational purposes only at all times. So just want to make that clear. Okay. So he had 195 comments on this video. He had 15 dislikes, a very popular series. He had a whole series, a little jingly start, and 856 likes. I am pleased to see that his subscriber count has fallen from 171 subscribers to 168 subscribers. There are probably 100,000 of these people, maybe even more, who hit subscribe and don't really watch his content. But that's okay. There's been some chat in my comment section whether they were purchased as subscribers. I do not know. You would kind of have to look and see if the growth of the channel didn't seem to be organic or not. But I did want to then take this opportunity to thank everybody who's a subscriber in my channel. Let me see if I should put my banner out. There may be more, but I do really want to thank everybody. I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers. And so that is an exciting milestone for our channel. I know there are a lot of people that do not believe that I should be making an investigative commentary around this particular individual. But since I specifically worked in rape crisis and have worked with victims, I am a registered nurse. I do believe that I have expertise, and I also have expertise in research and ensuring that I have verified facts, such as the fact, I do want to add this to Sage real quick. There we go. That the victim was 13 years old. If you can see at the very bottom, I did try to clean up the language there. She was age 13. And anybody who believes that I should not be sharing this information, he is actually on a national registry for that particular crime. So yes, we should share that information. All right, let's keep going. Here we go. So Sunshine says, "You are a veteran? ? I just found your channel not long ago. Thank you for your service to our country. Congratulations on the progress of cleaning out, giving away what you don't need, and moving forward." And Offended Outcast responds, "Yes, I am. Yes, I am," to the veteran. "Glad you're enjoying the channel." Interesting. And then Dale says here, "I am one step behind you, except I don't know if I will stay in this country." So somebody's obviously clearing up. Now, I've checked a lot of these and they don't refer to anything military. And then we get to another. This person says, "Thank you for your past service. Thank you for continuing to serve with your channel. And he says, offended outcast, much appreciated. Not correcting anybody. In fact, he's said he is a veteran. Again, this person says, thank you for your service. Sounds like you have a lot of great ideas for your channel going forward. And offended outcast says, thank you. I don't see from the records that he ever served. There's no record of him in the military, in the Marines at all. Somebody says, only wish that the feeling was mutual. Read somewhere that Marines abide in that philosophy. Leaders eat last, going forward with that ethos from now on. And he says, Roger that. I mean, just is basking in this stolen valor in my research and opinion at this time. And I would like for him to try to tell me otherwise at this point. Tarot Fancier says, you were a Marine? That explains a lot. You're disciplined, fair, and truthful. Oh my. How this just hits home so differently now. For those of us who don't have your military experience, I don't believe he does either. Please share what you specifically learned from the Marine Corps and how you grew from that experience. We need to toughen up too. It also helps to be reminded of a code of honor. Oh no, when it seems most of our leaders have no sense of honor at all, because Mr. Kreps has so much honor. I'd like to find out more about his 1994 strong-armed robbery and his leaving Florida to Michigan, because the address that I have for his Wisconsin forgery is in Michigan. And lo and behold, in the obituary that I read today, I find out that his family has deep ties to the state of Michigan. It made me wonder, was Ray Kreps born in Michigan? If anybody went to school with Ray Kreps, well, and with his dad, who is deceased, so I don't mind revealing a business that's now closed. And I guess if that's where he probably did the auto painting, was at his dad's business. Anyway, we'll get to that part. Okay. So, and says, yes, I am to being a Marine. And there is lessons that can be shared going forward. Oh, you boy. Yes, he is a Marine. I wanted to join the Marines, but I had bone spurs. Not really. USAF. So I guess he really was. Maybe he didn't understand and he didn't respond. Oh my God. Oh, so Happy New Year. So this was New Year 6 months ago? Okay. Oh yeah, I guess so. Yep. Oh, so maybe he was still done that video. He's 59. Good Lord. Okay. Ray, your math terrible. What was the date on this? Now I'm curious. The date. January the 5th. Oh, I guess. Okay, yeah, he hadn't even quite turned 66. My goodness, 68 years young. Oh, well, he's 59 years old. Really old. Any other people here? I'm just looking for when he responded, because it obviously gives that confirmation that he's confirming that he's been a Marine. And I'm not finding any evidence in his record. Like, there's nothing that says he's ever been a Marine. There's only evidence that he's been a person who was absconding from Florida, check forging in Wisconsin, and in prison for a decade for an awful crime. From 2004 to about 2015. All right. Anybody else asking about his military service? Oh, here we go again. Thank you for your service to our country, sir. Greetings from Spokane, Washington, and Happy New Year to you and your little one. Have barely been enjoying your channel. And he says, honored. Honored for what? just taking in all the stuff that his dad probably enjoyed. This is why this guy's some type of weird malignant narcissist, because his father, you'll see in his obituary, had a very seems his dad was a really potentially quite an honorable gentleman. So this is the obituary of Eugene Alden Kreps Sr. That's the father, and that's the name that I always saw. And Raymond is not a junior, because Raymond George Kreps would never be a junior. How could he be a junior? Because that's not the same name as the dad. He did have a father, Eugene, a son. His dad had another brother, Eugene Alden Kreps Jr. That's the junior, not Ray. So, Mr. Eugene Alden Kreps Sr., age 91, lived a long time, of Clinton, formerly of Michigan, passed away on Sunday, January the 23rd, 2022. So, Ray would have been out of prison, and he died in Clinton. And he was of Baptist faith and had owned and operated Jean's Body Shop in Harrison, Michigan. So if he talked about auto painting and stuff, that probably came along with working at the family business. He was a U.S. Army veteran, served in the Korean War, and was a Purple Heart recipient. Jean was also a lifetime member of the American Legion Post 404. He loved his dogs and was a member, of the Home of the Wayward Musicians in Lake City, Michigan. So his dad sounds like he had, really quite a decorated military career, had a nice, thriving family business, and lots of associations, love for the dogs, a lot of things that Ray probably wished he had been. And it makes me always think like Ray is cosplaying his dad. And it's not really Ray. Ray is being Eugene in a sort of weird, the movie Psycho way, because he is acting as if this is who he is. And in fact, that's not who we are finding out he is. In his public records, he has all the other things that I mentioned. Went back since 1994. Probably broke his dad's heart. He is survived by two sons, Raymond Kreps of Fulton, that's in Kentucky, and Mike Kreps of Houghton Lake, Michigan, and several grandchildren and great-grandchildren. He was preceded in death by his parents, George Rodney and Maud Carolyn Wells Kreps, wife Ruth Rosella Kreps, and son Eugene Alden Kreps Jr. So he had already passed away, the brother, and obviously the memorial services being held in Michigan. So it seems like a lot of Ray's family and their history is in Michigan, which is interesting. It makes a lot more sense, like I said, when I looked at his previous public records and I saw that the address that was listed for him in the court case for Wisconsin was a Michigan address, because I was trying to figure why has he got this address in a different state? And then I found out that actually Michigan and Wisconsin border, but the part where he lived in Michigan isn't really the part that borders with Wisconsin. But for whatever reason, or where he was, they weren't close by, but somehow I guess he was over somewhere committing crimes in another state. So it seems like potentially he went from Florida back up to Michigan and was up there. And then whenever it happened, he at some point headed out to Kentucky. And so I don't see anything about a sister here. Now, people have spoken that he has a stepsister that I guess gets mentioned in the obituary of the brother-in-law who passed away. But obviously that's not on the father's side, because there's no mention of any sister in this particular obituary. And I know he recently talked about a sister who was supposedly a drinker and so forth. So again, it's very interesting to see a little bit about who he is, who his history is, and what he keeps telling the audience. So just beware, guys. But I do want to thank you all for your support of the channel, for becoming members, for liking, for leaving comments, for subscribing. I appreciate all types of comments, and I will probably still respond. I don't have 3 tiers of memberships or anything. I just have one. So if you want to join the Good Life community, go ahead and do that. I would love that to happen. And you can hype me up too if you thought this was good research and content. And we will otherwise just see you guys on the next video. And we'll see what we can keep finding out about Mr. Kreps. Got some other interesting things, questions around the neighbors with the child, some of the things that I've noticed happening on their channel. It did locate actually the video that that Mr. Ray took down. I do have a screenshot of that. That was a video that he had recently had shown on his channel. And so let me share that real quick. So what we'll see here is that, let me take away the like and subscribe because that's kind of annoying when you're looking at something. So Mr. Kreps, as you know, cleared out so far. I haven't double checked Social Blade since there. So at last check, 22 videos. And I wondered which ones they were. Now, there are a couple of we found at the end of one of his playlists, and they were gone. And then here, the ones that I see that are no longer on his channel. I'll bring his channel up in a moment. So this is a screenshot from a video that I had the other day. And so if you see where it says videos, this puts in chronological order the videos that were released. So you can see here he is with the couple and the little boy in the lap. And again, down here with the couple and the little boy in the lap. And the video is called They Lost Everything, then Built the Odd-Grid Life, etc., etc. Okay. So if we take a look at his channel and just take a look at how it's set up now, Mr. Scrubbing and Deleting, and we take a look at his videos. The video with the child is gone. It is gone. There is no, let me see if I think, did I put that in? Let me see what other did I, no. I thought I had searched for that here. I probably did a search for that somewhere else, but it is gone, sir. There is none of that video there. If we go to the home page, for example, and set up with the homepage way for you, and then the videos, the one that was here with the little kid. Oh, sorry, let me take this down. Nope, we have me to the stage. Let me go to right here. Okay, I'm gonna add this. Oh, let me remove this down. Okay, let me add this on. Sorry. Okay, and then let me switch over. That would be better. Here we go. Here we have Mr. Sorry, I talked and I found out. I just wanted to bring this point up. I suddenly remember. Okay, so here's the For You page. And then here are the videos. So you can see the last time he responded was in this video. And then he had the Creek and the Eastern Kentucky, what happens when neighbors still care, and the off-grid, and then the one with the guy Jeb, and so on. And then nothing about that video with the young child in it. It is not there. Not at all. So let me show you now, just to show you can see the order of the videos that they were there. And if I add to the stage, see with the Creek and this one here where he's sitting, there's the video with the young child right here. and it is no longer on his channel. So he is taking down videos where he's been seen with children, surprisingly. So I just wanted to make sure I shared that last little piece. Oh my goodness, this video got actually long. Oh goodness. Okay, well, let's give this an end. And you can always leave me a emoji. I don't know if everyone does that. This seems kind of weird with this one, but just says you got to the end. And so again, let's show our appreciation of our military. And so you can leave me a helmet or a medal, and that would be great. All right, guys, catch you on the next one. Bye.
Life and Vibe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert.